Hello, so I am picking up where I left off on the last video. Again, hopefully we'll be able to use these for reference points for when people are purchasing from me. As I've said before, my name's Hope. I'm from Hope's Sugar Gliders and Boutique. And then also I used to be formerly known as Hope's Happy Homestead. So anytime you see those two names, know that that's me. If anyone else is using it, those are scam pajamas. And I actually had quite a few of them pop on yesterday and message trying to get info. So please be aware and look at profiles before choosing to interact with people. So a few questions came up. One was water sources. So let me real quick go over that. I did promise I'd cook dinner tonight, so I can't stay on for too long. This is an example of a water bottle that can be used. Let's see, where did I put the other? Okay. And then this is another water bottle. These are those cocoa ones that, but it's so important if you are using water bottles, make sure you click it to make sure water comes out because it can be stuck. Another person asked what the water silos look like. I showed the one on their pages yesterday, but here's another example of one. So that's just because it's something that I use, it doesn't mean that you need to, but having the visual helps you figure out and pick out the stuff that you want for your cages. So that's an example of a water silo on top of the video I did yesterday. Another few things that I find very handy. Okay. I like to use this scrub for the silos because it really gets into those like nooks and crannies, and then a bottle brush cleaner to get up into the silo. So this is one, it's got the longer bristles to kind of get on all those little nooks and crannies of the part where the water collects. Also, I like to use these two brushes for cleaning wheels, and it works also for toys. I do find that these just work really well. And then it's got like the little scraper, so if you have to really kind of scrape off some poo, there you go. Okay, so I just wanted to show you those. I always keep a few on hand, and when they go on sale, I try to buy extra, so that way I always have them. But these two work really good as things for cleaning toys or cleaning the wheels. So those are things I like to use also. Some other things, these are, I guess since the fundamentals, like the must start out with, was the video more so yesterday. And then today is a little bit more of maybe the luxury items or the kind of spoil them or kind of be a little more into it. Now, if you are getting into breeding or have gliders that have been rescued that may have joeys in pouch or have been with an intact male before a year, you know, within a year's time frame, it's really important to have a rejection kit. I do make rejection kits. I carry 4 sizes. When you get a rejection kit, depending on the size, you get this handy dandy cute little bag. It's called Hope's Heartfelt Hand Raising Kit. And I make the hand raising kits. They work for different types of animals, but I make the kits because rejections can happen. And my kits have been used to work with raccoons, with possums, and other things. So I do sell different sizes. I've got a mini kit that's like a just in case of emergency. It's small. It's in my pin post on my page. I also have a group that's designed to help with people who have rejections. And it's called Hope's Heartfelt Hand Raising Help and Info. So please join those groups. You can learn a lot from it. It's a safe place to ask questions, post videos. Anytime I sell kits, it's not just selling a kit. I know you can go on Etsy, you can go other places, but when you're buying kits from me and you have a rejection, I help you with those rejections. And I understand you're up 24/7 working your butt off doing it, but I'm here to help with that. And that's when you're purchasing the kit from me, it's allowing you to have the extra supplies in case you need it. And it does work for other animals too. So if you have an intact male with a female or are rescuing and the male's been with the female, please make sure, even if it's a minimal mini kit, to have a kit on hand. And I do sell those. I also have videos of what goes into the kits and how to use the kits. But again, those are things that it's important. Don't get caught without one because you can lose a joey very quickly, and being prepared is better than not having it, okay? And then also, if you live in a town and there's another breeder who doesn't have a kit, you can always use your kit to help someone else. Or if you have a squirrel that was found or whatever, you'd have to get the proper milk replacements for it, but you'd still have all those variety of supplies. So that's one thing to consider if you're getting into a situation like that. Another thing is, again, I'm not huge into promoting other people's products because, Bobby, you can message me and then I'll show you the different kits. Or if you look at my pinned post on my Facebook page, it'll have 4 sizes of kits. I do now carry the Miracle Nipple for $5 extra. So it was a highly requested one, so that's why I carry it. But there's a variety of tips based on preemies all the way up until bigger joeys. So getting back to my gliders, when you're buying from me, which I appreciate everyone who refers me to other people, who refers me to friends, family, I do have gliders always available. That's what I do. Hey, Ashlyn, how are you? And so thank you for all those referrals. I do these videos. I don't get paid to do these videos. I do it to help you guys out, and it helps people who buy from me be able to come back and look at my videos I've made to be able to see the list of things that they need for getting gliders and preparing for them. So my gliders, just like these boys, are handled often. Like I don't use this, but I want to talk to you about this. So my gliders in videos, you'll see that I'm grabbing them, I'm pulling them out of pouch, I'm showing you how to kind of grab. When I'm doing pictures, it's my hands. I'm doing live videos, you can see me handling them. My gliders are very hands-on, and because they're used to my hands doesn't mean that they're going to be used to yours, but in general, they're used to hands. And I just want to, I know a lot of my customers are trying to get these right now, and I just want to explain some things to you. This is the bonding mitt by Sugar Glider King. I'm so sorry. He does have a patent on these, and a lot of my customers have been ordering lookalikes off of Amazon or off of Etsy, or off of Chewy. Now, he took the time to do a patent on this. So please, I don't want to say do the respect, but I kind of want to say do the respect. He created something that works for him, and he put it out there, and he got his patent, and he did that. What these larger companies did was they saw that he was doing well with this. They copied it and have it manufactured, and it's not the same thing. So please, if you are choosing to use one of these, go through the person who took the time and actually created it and put a patent on it, and not support these big old companies who really don't care about the work that us small companies did for it. I do have this because I have customers who ask me about it. When they ask me about it, I didn't have one. For me to be able to fully mentor you, I wanted to purchase so that way I knew what you were seeing and what you were using. So again, please go through the person who actually created these and stop ordering them off of Amazon and these wholesalers that don't care, and they don't care about safety. This person actually put time and care into getting a patent and doing this. So I do throw his name out there because he does have a patent, just like Free Runner has a patent. And so like I said, if you're going to use them, that's your personal choice. Now, my gliders are used to hands, but when they get to you, they may be scared. But again, using hands is what I do, so that's what my gliders are used to. If you find yourself or your kids afraid, then I suggest this is more for you because you're the one who's hesitant. And so sometimes doing something a little less intimidating to them and intimidating to you and fearing a bite, they can still bite through this, but it's not as intense, okay? And so it's this, okay? But again, I don't personally use them, but I have customers who are scared of bites and so kind of timid around gliders, or children. He does make a children's size, that if a kid gets bit, it scares them. And I would rather not have a child be scared and have them get a little glove that they can feel a little bit more comfortable with. So, but that's a personal choice. It kind of hurts my heart when I see people ordering it off of Amazon when the person who took the time to create it was copied. Okay. So I don't work for him or anything like that, but I prefer supporting small businesses where people put the time and energy into making it safe and came up with the idea over large companies who copy it. So that's an option for doing that. Now, escapees. A lot of times, if you have escapees, it's going to make, yeah. If you're scared, it's going to make the, yeah, absolutely, Ashlyn. If you're scared of the gliders, it does make the bonding process harder because they feel that off of you. Your energy, your heartbeat, your smell, your voice, everything changes when you're scared of an animal, and they pick up on that. So to me, I feel like this is kind of a confidence booster if you're in the beginning stages of it. Also, let me see real quick. What was I? Oh, okay. So a lot of times if people are going to be bit, it's usually if the cage was left open or the glider escapes. So one thing I do suggest, and this is something I personally make, and the reason why I make this is because I've had to give a lot of medications. I've had some rescues come in that were very bitey, and I've had like just varieties of situations happen. And so something I personally make, I don't know where I put it. So hold on, let me go find where I put it. Oh, it's right here. Okay. I tried to like lay stuff out so that way I could find it. So this is for, you can use it for nail clipping. So it's got cornstarch and slanted nail clippers. But this is a gotcha pouch, okay? And I make these, this is my style of something that works. So I have a lot of escapees. Like I'll be doing live videos and you'll watch them and they'll just be like, pew, and there they go. Live videos of me chasing gliders up curtains, and I mean, it's been going on for years. I mean, it just has. Medications due to, I had a glider that came to me with severe dental issues. So we had to go through all this stuff. And when I was doing meds, I was using fleece and the glider would just shoot right out. And so I decided that I wanted to make something that was usable for me. And so what this is a gotcha pouch. Okay. And so it's got an area for your hand, and it's made out of a terry cloth. I do also make them from fleece, but to me, the fleece is still, it's slippery. Like my gliders just shoot right out of it. This is a material that's more sticky, so it works for grabbing the glider better. So let's just say I have an escapee, because Lord knows I have escapees all the time. If I see a glider and it's crawling up the cage, and I can tell, you can tell by the look of the glider, the way the glider moves, the crabbing, the hands, the everything, if a glider's scared. So if I have a glider, I'll quick put this on and just grab it off the cage. Like, here, let me grab one of my boys. I have lots of videos, hi guys, of me using them. So I'll just reach in, and it works well if you're reaching in and grabbing a glider, because if you're scared or need to do something with them, it's harder for them to escape it, okay? So this is little Nubbin. I hand raised him. He can be naughty from time to time. He's got a partial ear missing. I honestly, I don't know how this glider's still alive, but he is, and I'm very grateful. I did a lot of praying. I thought I was killing him numerous times, and it was just, hand raising is hard. It's exhausting. It's emotionally crushing, and you pretty much have an animal living on you for 24 hours a day for months. And so, so when it comes to nail clipping, I use this pouch. And so what I do is I grab them like I did, and it's called a pouch because you roll it over, and now he's inside this little pouch. And I have videos on this, so it's called the gotcha pouch. And you can actually use this for bonding too. Like if you're watching a movie and he's in here, you can start working with bonding with your gliders doing this. And so you kind of have your hand on here, and then you're just rubbing them. Or you can clip the nails in it, or you can give medications in it, or for some odd reason your glider gets wet or has a medical emergency where it needs to be bathed. This is terry cloth, so you can use this to absorb the moisture. But you can just sit and watch movies. It's a little pouch. It should only be used supervised because it is terry cloth. And then on the outside is cotton. This is not designed for in cages. It's only supervised while you're like interacting with the gliders. But it works really well, okay? So let's just say little Nubbin happened to get out. And I was like, oh crap, you know? Well, oh crap. like literally, hold on. He's like shooting across the cage. All right, good example. And so what I do is I just quick grab him, and now he's here, okay? So when a glider runs scared, that's when they start biting, and when they bite, they fear bite, so it's extra bitey. And then I would just flip him back in here and then go put him in his cage, okay? You would want to take a chance to like look them over for injuries or anything, because sometimes cages can fight. I've had an issue where I had 2 cages while I was cleaning, and a glider's hand was bitten and he had to have some fingers removed. He later then passed away from stress. We had full necropsies done again. My gliders I vet, okay? So now there's things that happen and reasons why I like using this. I feel like I can get a grip on it. Now with the terry cloth, it does sometimes loop out, and all I use is like little clippers and clip off the little loops. So that way there's not loops hanging out, but it's the grippiness I like, okay? And so he's pooping in here. It absorbs poop and pee. He's showing us right now. But when you're grabbing him, you're not fearful that he's going to run away from you. You're not fearful that he's going to hurt you. And you're not as fearful that you're going to hurt him. So that's why I like using the gotcha pouch, because, and then he's got his little poos in here. I just go and take it to the garbage can and dump it out. Now, I am allergic to gliders, so everywhere he's going right now is going to cause me to break out in a rash. I don't sneeze from them. It's a skin allergy. I just love them too much. I mean, there's just nothing. I just love them. And so I'm going to put him back here. Okay, let's just say, well, he's really taking off, so I'm not having... Oh, crap. He really took off again. Let me... Here. So now I bring out my trusty butterfly nets, okay? I got 2 sizes, the shorter size and then the longer. I use this one a lot. My glider's torn up. So what I would do is I would trap him in here. I don't know if you can see. Let me try and bring him. Okay. So, and this works for like if your gliders, I don't know if you can see him here. If your gliders are up on top of your cages and running around, butterfly net makes it so it can reach where you can't, okay? And then if I were to use my regular hand, chances are if he was new to me, he would bite me. So what I do is I grab him like this, and then I put him in the cage, okay? So I use this as a tool to be able to grab, stop him from running, and it works on the floor too. And then, here, I'll bring him around here. And you can kind of lead him where you need him to go. And then I've got my gotcha pouch. So then I grab him, and here he is, and it gives me a quick chance to put him into the cage. Okay, my pet sitters had to use this stuff before, so I do keep nuts easily accessible. I used to keep them on top of the cages, but they chewed them. So this one I'd keep further back, but if I'm out of town, I usually leave a few out, and there's different sizes I use based on how high they're going or where they're at on the floor. The longer one does work better. So that's just, these are extra things that help you as a new owner do. But again, this gets used for a lot of things. You can really just sit and watch a movie and cuddle your baby and do all that kind of stuff. And sometimes I even tuck it just right in here. And it's never to be left in the cage, okay? And then just let the glider sit in here. Let me see. Hi, guys. Who do we want to try? All right, this one is a little more rowdy. He's always more rowdy. Come here. This is little Guy. I hand raised him too. He's a little saucy sometimes. He's got a really beautiful tail. And so what I would do is, if I was just trying to bond, he may not do this, because, you know, not every glider likes to do this. Not every glider is the same. Not every glider is like, ooh, I want to sit in your boobs and hang out. And so what I would do is I would just pet him. You can hear him crabbing. Pet and hold him and rub him. And it's, again, it's a texture, so that way he's like, stop it. And so He's gotten into a couple of bickerments over the years with his friends. He's got 2 little chips out of his ear. But this just makes it easier to be able to grab, okay? Butterfly net, same thing. So, oop, guess we're going to have to use that real quick. Oh. I'll be right back because we actually have like an escapee. So let me, I don't want him going into the bathroom. Where did you go, buddy? He's like, oh, I'm already in the bathroom. All right, well. So now we actually have an escapee. And so I'm gonna try to see where he went. And we may have to find him later, because I don't know where he went. So I'm going to just watch for him, because I don't know where he went. But the good news is, he is kind of naughty though. So I probably shouldn't have chosen him, but I did. So I'm going to wait to see where he went. And then I'll have to put this on my to-do list. But I'll keep these available, and I'm just gonna still do the video, but then listen as I go. Because he went somewhere really quick. I'm guessing he's either under the computer desk. Is probably where he's at. Give me 1 second. Let me just try to look real quick. Okay. Where'd you go, little buddy? So people were asking about safe glider rooms. This is why it's important to have a safe glider room. So that way they're not getting into a whole bunch of safe, unsafe, weird stuff. But I'll just have to keep an eye on him. So there we go. Example of how sometimes gliders get loose. I do think he's obviously over in this section. I just don't know what he went underneath. He hasn't gone up yet because I would have seen him. But he's a smart one. He was missing one time for like 3 days. And I still don't know where he's hiding. So my guess is he went back to the place that he was hiding because he knows I don't know where that is. So we'll just find him after. But a perfect example of how quickly that can happen. Doesn't matter how experienced you are. I do rub rubbing alcohol on me to help with hives. And then I wash my hands, but I'm not going to be able to, I'd be running to wash my hands nonstop. So we'll just do the rubbing alcohol for right now. Other things that you can have, it's important. Scale. I did talk to you guys yesterday about concerns of diets and people being most worried about that. If you get a food grade scale, measures in grams, that will give you an idea of how much your glider weighs. You can even use the pouch if you want. Put the glider in here, weigh it, and then just weigh the pouch by itself and subtract it to get the weight of the glider. Usually doing that once a week will help you know that you're on track. If your glider's losing weight, reach out to me if you got the gliders from me, and I'll help us, like we'll kind of work through it. Again, everyone I sell to, I mentor. So it's not just a sale, boom, it's done. It's a long ongoing relationship because gliders get older, they change. And so that's what I'm here to help you with, okay? So getting this type of scale is important. People asked about the cage cover yesterday and what you use to attach the cage cover. I keep it really simple. That glider is so smart. So I'm guessing I'm not going to find him till about 9, 10 o'clock tonight. I just use these little chip clips or these little clips like this. And I just do it a few places on the cages to kind of pull it tight. But I just buy a big bag. And that's it. Other things is bonding. There's different types of bags. I have some vendors who I work with for bags, but I'm only going to show the ones I use because vendors do change. They go out of business or they just, you know, things happen. So I'm going to just show the ones. This is one of my bags. It's called the Moi bag. And it's got, some of them have this, some of them don't. This is for extra breathability. But there is mesh in every bag, and then the fabric itself is breathable. I don't know where I put my strap because I washed it, but it's just, I try to make bags that are more discreet. It's pretty big, like the boy colony can fit in here. And I make bags that are discreet, so if I'm going into a store, people don't see a whole bunch of mesh. and it's a little more fashionable, so people aren't assuming that you have an animal in your bag. Other things, doing bonding scarves. I do also make these. I make bonding scarves and slings, and so inside here is the pouch. This is the basic, and it does not have mesh in it. Most of them do have mesh, and so there's different styles, and so, you know, it's just kind of a cute, fun way to wear it. It zippers, but you can wear it, and it's big and kind of clunky, but it's not screaming, oh, she's got an animal in there, okay? I also make slings, and I can do double pockets, that kind of stuff. There's also, because bonding is important and every glider bonds differently. Some gliders, they don't like being enclosed in bags, and then other gliders prefer it. I do make shirts. So this is one. This is not for gliders. It's safe for gliders, but this is actually for my snake Rodney. And so I keep my snake one separate. So this is Rodney's. It zippers up. But it's just I add pockets to things. And then this one was my keeper. I'll put this one on just to show you. Problem is when I'm making a lot of this stuff, I end up liking it and I want to keep it. So it kind of, I wonder if he went that way. I just heard something over that way. But anyway, and so yeah, it's just cute little simple pocket. It's got some mesh in here so that way your gliders can smell you and have extra air. It is breathable fabric and breathable pouch. The way to tell if anything's breathable is if you can breathe in and out of it, your gliders can. But it's super important not to use the waterproof jackets or like those film kind of jackets, because those are not breathable, and gliders have been known to die because they were zippered up into rain jackets and winter jackets, and they passed away. So please be careful of that. So yeah, this is just one of my tank tops. I like to, sometimes I'll just put it on, put the gliders in, and wear it while I'm sewing or doing stuff around the farm. If you do have farm animals or other animals, please be aware that you can track germs into them. So try to keep your clothing separate from, like for me with my chickens, I don't wear the same clothes that I wear with my chickens or the goats that I do with my gliders, okay? I try to keep that stuff separate. Another thing is there's like t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts. I do it all because I like clothing. And so if I can wear something that's kind of cute and just has a pocket on it, then that's what I do. So this one is kind of goofy. You know, but it's just, you're sitting lounging around your house and just doing stuff, whether it's dishes or whatever. So you just put your glider in there and then just hang out with them. Again, it's got mesh. So I do make pockets that are more hidden, but sometimes I just like the cuteness of it, you know? It's like I'm a little kangaroo mama, you know? But so those are just examples of things you can do or wear to be able to have your gliders on you. And then I carry different styles too. So a lot of variety. People asked about what I use for the bottom of my cages. For the bottom of the cages, as you can see down here, these are the paper plates from last night, so those will get picked up. But I do paper plates because I have a lot of gliders and I don't have time to wash dishes. So I just scrape the paper plates into a bag, give the extra feed to the chickens, and then put the food out for the next night. You don't have to. Some people like children's plates. Here's another example of a kind of plate that you can use, like rubbery ones. Just avoid anything that's like breakable or glass, that kind of stuff. And if you are using it, just be aware that if it breaks, it creates shards. Okay? So because I do that doesn't mean you have to. But I just like the openness of paper plates because more than one glider can eat it and not feel like it's contained. Some people like kitchens. I'm a breeder, so I have more. Kitchens are extra dishes, but some people like it because the mess kind of stays confined into the kitchen. And there are people who make them. So bottoms of the cages, this is what I use. Packing paper from the U-Haul store. It's like 500 pieces for like under 30 bucks. Okay, but it doesn't absorb urine the way that kiln dried pine would from like Tractor Supply. I don't use like chips and all that kind of stuff. Some people use the paper. Just make sure your gliders aren't reaching down and grabbing it and eating it. I do know I have some gliders who will reach down, grab the paper and kind of shred it. So I just try to put it as flat as I can. But those are personal choices that you have to make and decide for you and your gliders. This is just something that I do because I have multiple gliders, and it makes it easy for me to just roll it up and clean it. Okay, think I'm coming down to like the final stuff. It's bugging me I can't find that glider because I don't know if he's over here or over here. So in situations like that, what I'm going to do is at night, I sit with my net and my gotcha pouch, and I turn off all the lights, and I have a flashlight, and I listen. My gliders will tell me if he goes on to their cage, or I'll hear him running across something, or I'll hear him running up a curtain. I just sit in silence and wait. And the least amount of noise you make, the more comfortable he's going to be coming out. So that it's going to be a waiting game. I mean, I guess it is what it is, you know? That's just part of owning gliders. Sometimes they get out. Sometimes you leave the cage door open. So just be prepared for that. He'll be annoyed that I catch him. I mean, he just will. See how I itch? That's the gliders crawling on me. It's just how it is. It's my life. I'm allergic to all animals. Another thing that's important is like a little hospital cage. Let's say I can't find the glider tonight. What I'll actually do is set up a few cages and hang up pouches. Hang up pouches and then put food in some cages, because then my goal is to just try and capture him in a cage. But having a hospital cage makes it nice and easy. These are what we use for travel too. And so you are going to be able to start purchasing cages like this or similar from me, and it will come with a pouch, a toy. We have 3 awesome vendors who are making toys designed specifically for my gliders. My gliders are heavy chewers. They love using pulleys, and they love like the natural woods. So these 3 vendors are awesome, and they're working with me to design toys to be able to sell with these. And then I make cage covers for it. So let's say you have to go to the vet or you have an emergency evacuation. Having a cage like this and a small little setup to just grab them and run is always important. So you can grab your bonding bag if you can, but the goal is to try and get them somewhere that's safe and enclosed, so that way you can go out and deal with whatever emergency you're dealing with. And so if you have an emergency where your house, you're not able to go back to your house, you can't keep your gliders in a bonding pouch for more than like 8 to 12 hours without them getting rowdy. Having a cage like this will avoid any kind of situations of them getting out during an emergency. So you will be able to start purchasing setups from me, and then I make cage covers to help protect them from the elements and give them a little bit of privacy while they're trying to figure out what's going on and while you're trying to work through your situation. So that's that. And then I can't remember what else. I'm sure I'll think of more, but those are some just handy dandy things to have and be prepared for, so that way you're not kind of stuck in a pickle. You're not in a pickle and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like I said, I'm not like concerned that I have a glider out. It's just kind of annoying me, but I know this glider, so he's going to really make me work for it. I mean, that's just who he is. So next videos I do, I may not take little guy out to do these kind of things, but it's what it is. So real life stuff. But yeah, so that's about it. I think that I can probably end here. If you guys have more questions, feel free to ask them. Again, if you see my videos and pictures from Hope's Happy Homestead, or even my current Hope Sugar Gliders and Boutique being used elsewhere, those are done by Scamma-Jammas, not by me. So please just be aware of who you're doing business with. And also, I am a person who prefers to talk on the phone when it comes to doing any kind of business dealings. I want to feel comfortable talking to you and getting to know you to make sure my gliders are a right fit for you. And then I 100% want you to feel comfortable doing business with me and knowing that I'm a real person. So please don't hesitate to call. We had a huge thing with Facebook where it was shut down. I do have a website. It's still under Hope's Happy Homestead, but my cell phone number is listed there for you to contact me and reach out to me for any questions you may have. So, utilize it. We can't always rely on Facebook. I'm hoping to start putting videos on YouTube, so if anything ever happens in the future, we'll have all of the information, because I've got years and years of videos that I don't want to lose, and so I'd rather get them moved so that way I have them in different places. So Thanks so much for hopping on, and I guess I'll talk with you later. Bye.